Hi guys. So now that we have done the foundation of profit and loss, let's go for the level two, which is previous year questions, which are actually very important and they will actually give us the idea about what is the level of understanding we need to have. If you've not gone through the foundation, I urge you to go through that first. But I'm assuming that you already know the basics or you've gone through that assignment. A mobile phone was sold at a loss of 5%. Had it been sold for 90 rupees more, the seller would have made a profit of 1%. So again, a very direct application, and it was a question of last year. What will we do? We know that the cost price was reduced by 5%. Then we got the selling price. This we're doing because in the previous assignment and the foundational level one video in detail, we have discussed how we don't need to write formulas, but we can directly write this multiplication factor. Again, selling price plus 90 is equals to when the cost price was increased by 1%, right? To 1.01. Now just we need to find out the cost price. So let's equate selling price on both the sides. 0.95 CP is equals to 1.01 CP minus 90. 90 will come here. That will go there. So 0.06 CP or CP is 90 into 100 by 6 or 30 by 2 or 30 into 50 or 1500. Very direct question. You have to solve it. It's like the lowest hanging fruit ever. A person spent 50,000 to buy a desktop and a laptop computer. So I know there are two items and together they're bought for 50,000. So in 50,000, I got a desktop, I got a laptop. He sold the desktop at 20% profit. I can write like this also. I can write profit also, depends, but I like writing like this. Laptop at 10% loss. If overall he made a 2% profit, find the purchase price of the desktop. So let's assume this as X because as soon as you will get X, you will search for the option. So it's always better to assume X is what we need to find. So L automatically becomes 50,000 minus X. And these are both what cost price because he spent this much money to buy these. Overall, he got a 2% profit. Again, can I say that X got increased by 20% and 50K minus X got decreased by 10%, and overall he made a profit of 2%. Uh, Overall he made a profit of 2%. So 2%. So basically 50,000. He made 2% profit on 50,000. So 50,000 got increased by 2%. This is what the question is saying. See, becomes so easy when you do it without the formula than do it with a basic common sense understanding. Now, let's just solve point 1.2, ignore the zeros after decimal, right? And then this is what? Now I'm writing 50K because it's easier. I don't have to carry those zeros. But at the end of the day, you have to open it, right? So this will be 50,000 into 0.90 or zero point 0.9 minus 0.9x is equals to again 50,000 into 1.02. I would have directly wrote it as 500 into 102, giving those two zeros here, but it's okay. 1.2x minus 0.9 is 0.3x, and this is 500 into 102. Let's not solve. Let's see if we have to solve it. And this will come here, right? So this will become one decimal, right? So 90 into 500. That's why I was not solving. See, 500 got common. 102 minus 90 is 12 into 500 upon 0.3. This is x. And let's put that 0 here. So this is 3 and this becomes 20,000. So x is 20,000, which is the price of the desktop. Find the purchase price of the desktop. So option number C. Yeah. Let's go. Question number 3. A purchases some pen at 8 rupees each and hires an employee at a fixed wage to help sell them. Okay. So basically, when you hire someone, you spend more money, so that will all become the cost price. He sells 100 of the pen at 12 rupees each. So this is what he's earned. This is the money that has come. And he purchased some pen at 8 rupees X. Let's say he purchased X pen and he hired someone. So let's say he spent Y money on that wage. If he sells the remaining 11 pens, so he sells 100 of the pens of this. If he sells the remaining pens, so basically, let's say he got X pen. So 100 he has sold at 12 and total pen were X. So X minus 100 pen are remaining, which he has sold at 11 rupees, right? This is what is happening. This is the money that he will get at the end. And he made a 300 rupees profit. If instead he sells the remaining pen at 9 rupees each, he makes a net loss of 100. So again, the new selling price, he is selling same 12 pen at 100, but this time the remaining pen are sold at 9. See, you don't have to put your brain again. The only difference is instead of 11, he's selling it them at 9. He is making a loss of 100, 300 rupees. So what is Y? What is the employee's age? I need to find Y. Remember, don't jump to the answer with X. You need to find Y. So basically, SP minus CP, CP minus SP in this case, SP minus CP in this case. Let's do that. 1200 plus 11x minus 1100 minus 8y, 8x minus y is 100. This is your first equation. Let's simplify 100. This is 10x. This is basically, sorry, 8, 9, 10, 11, 3x minus y plus 100 is equals to 100, or y is equals to 3x. Very nice. This is your first equation. And if you look at the other one, CP minus SP minus, so plus 900. Okay. SCP minus SP. This is minus 900, it will become plus 900. 8x, this is 300. Again, solving it, it will be minus x, this will be y. This 1200 is minus 1200 will go there, it will become 1500. This 900 will go there and will become 15 minus 9, 600. This is your second equation. We need y, remove x. X can be written as y by 3, right? X can be written as y by 3 because I need y, right? So eliminate x. Y is 600 into 3 by 2, 900. B. Answer C. Question number 3. Eight x plus y 100 into 12, and this is sells the remaining pen. X minus 100 into 11, the profit is 100. So I made a silly mistake. The profit was actually 300 and not 100. So this is basically, you don't need to solve it again. If your rough work is manageable, then you can, go back to the same. So profit is 300. So I wrote it as 100. So instead of 100, this will be 300. So this will become 3x minus y plus 100 is equals to 300. So basically 3x minus y is equals to 200. And the second equation I've done no mistakes. So this is also correct. So till here everything is fine. here the problem happened. Correct? Because, yeah. Now I need to eliminate x. So what can I do? Multiply this equation by 3 and then add. So first equation plus 3 times second equation. I hope you're aware of these methods when I put x minus y as 3 and let's say 2x plus y is 7 and I want to eliminate x, I can multiply this equation by 2 and then subtract the two equations so that this becomes 2x, this is also 2x and they get cancelled. Similarly, if I want y, I would have simply added these two, right? And then y would have gotten eliminated. Or if it was x plus 2y is equals to 7 and I want y, I would have multiplied this by 2 and then not added but subtracted second equation minus 2 times first equation. So this becomes 2y minus 2 times y. So 4y is equal to 7 minus 6, right? So I hope you're aware of these basic methods to solve. Otherwise, you can always take a detour, get to these basics, and then come back to the topic. So now what am I doing? I'm adding first and second equation, but to eliminate x, I'm multiplying this by 3 and adding. So this becomes minus y plus 3y. This becomes 200 plus 6, 12, 1800. So this is 2000. This is 2y or y is 1000. So which was the actually the correct option. So I did a silly mistake of not noting the information correct, and I would have gotten a -1 in this, but you have to be very careful when you're reading the questions. The profit was 300 and I wrote it as 100, but it happens. So don't beat yourself up. I've been doing it for last 8 years. I've been mentoring students and I'm still making this mistake. So it happens with everyone. Priya sells two items A and B at the same price. So cost price of A sells two items A and B at the same price. So selling price of A is equals to selling price of B and making a profit of 20% on A and loss of 10% on B. Okay, so this is A. Let's write the information in this way that SP of A and SP of B are same. This is the information for it, this is the information of B, and these two are same. So for now, let's assume the two as X and they're same. Now, what is it saying? She then raises the selling price of both. So selling price of A and selling price of B are both increased. Still they're same. So let them be Y this time. And now she's making 10% profit on B. For what is the new profit on A? And it is saying nearest value. So there is going to be some kind of calculation anyway. Let this be not xy, but now I'll assume it as z. Doesn't matter, but quickly write what I need to find. I don't need x, I need z. Okay. Again, so what can I do? I can simply Priya sells two items at the same price. Now she sells both at the same price. Cost price, I don't know. But cost price will also be same. So can I say cost price of A is 1.2 times or 1.2 times cost price of A is X and zero point 0.9 times cost price of B is also X. So these two can be equated. And in the second case, cost price of A into something 1 plus Z by 100, not 2, this is Z, okay, is selling price, and cost price of B into 1.1 or 1.10 is selling price of B. Since these two are equal, can I say 12 CPA is equals to 9 CPB? Those two decimals will get cancelled. CPA upon CPB I will get as 9 by 12. Because here also I'm going to get CPA upon CPB, get rid of this CPs, and because I'm interested in Z. So CPA upon CPB, because these two are equal again, right? So when you equate them, you can imagine this coming in the denominator, this going on the other side as denominator. So skip a step as much as possible, but without making mistakes. Now these two can be equated. 9 by 12 is equals to 1.1, 1 plus z by 100, or 9 plus 9 into z by 100 is equals to 12 into 11 by 10. Correct? What is this? 132? 113.2? 9 will go there. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 4.2. 9z and into 100, or 420. 9z. So z is 420 upon 9. 9, 18, 27, 36. And then 4 into 60. I know 9 6 are 54. Again 60. 54. So 46.66 or 47%. Fourth C. Yeah. Let's go to question number 5. Still pretty manageable question because these values were same. So instead of getting into the formulas, I already assumed same values to be same uh, variable. So that helps to visualize actually. A, B, and C jointly invest in a business and they share the profit in proportion to their investment. So I think this is also a very common type, and the only thing that you need to know is whoever invests more gets more, and in the same proportion of investment, the profit gets divided. So A, B, C, they invest in a business, share profit in proportion of their investment. Anil share is 70% of the total investment. So can I say Anil has share, if the total investment is I, Anil share will be 0.7 I. Anil's share of the profit decreased by 420 if the overall profit margin falls from 18% to the 15%. Let the overall profit be P. So when it is going from 0.18 to 0.15, Anil's share is decreasing by 420. Okay. This profit will also be divided in the same way of in the investment ratio. To be honest, I would have skipped this question in CAT because it is going to make me think a lot, and I would have come back to it in the last 5-10 minutes if there's nothing else I want to do. But let's try to understand where is this question is taking. At least write down all the values that is given. Sometimes the question looks intimidating, but when you write it down, it kind of becomes a little less complex. Next, he's saying that his profit is decreasing by 420. Obviously, profit will decrease for sure because the profit has overall decreased. So his profit will decrease in a different way because it will be much more because he has invested more, his share is more. This is about A. Now, similarly for C, his share of profit increases by 80 when the profit also increases from 0.515p to 0.17p. Yeah, everyone's profit will increase, but C's profit is increasing by 80. Find the amount invested by B. So B also must have invested something, right? And I need to find out the amount invested by B, which will be some value. See, now what is happening is that this profit that he has got, this is what 7 upon 10 I. So whatever I is, everyone will be somewhere or other some fraction of I. So this profit will be 7 by 10. This ratio, whatever this comes, let's say his share is 7 upon 10 I. This is 3 by 10 I. This is, or 2 by 10 I. This is 1 by 10 I. So overall, everything will be 7 is to 2 is to 1 in this ratio. So this also will get divided by 7 parts upon 10 parts of this profit minus again 7 parts of 10 parts of this profit is 420 because this difference is this much. That was the logic of this question, I guess. Again 7 upon 10 parts, not 7 upon 10 parts, but something. Let's say X. Let's say C's share, I've assumed it to be 2 and 1, but it's not right. So let it be X. In this case, we assumed it to be 1. X upon 10 into 0.77p minus 0.15p because we're talking about absolute differences here. So we need not worry about negative or positive. It has to be a whole number. Now what? So let's simplify 7 by 10 into 0.03p is 420. X upon 10 into 0.02p is 80. I can directly get x if I divide the two equations. I hope now you understand why I keep using this way. So 7 upon x, 10 and 10 will get cancelled, p and p will get cancelled. In fact, those two zeros will get cancelled. 3 by 2 is 42 by 8. 8 just 8 5 is 40. So 21 and 4. 7, 14, 21. 2 2s are 4. 7 and 7 got cancelled. So I'm on the right path. X is basically 2. So this is, see, you got your answer. C is 2 by 10i. And now 7, 8, 9. So this is 1 by 10i. So I was assuming there was 1 in my example. So obviously because 7 parts has been taken, those 3 parts will have to be divided. Either 1.5, 1.5 or 1.4, 1.6 or 2, 1, 1, 2, whatever. So now the answer is what? Answer is not 2. X is 2, but that's not the answer. We want find the amount invested by B. So amount invested by B is I by 10. This is the answer. But we need to find I also now. Put X in any of this equation, you will get the profit. We have not got the answer yet. Put 800 upon X is 0.02. Or this is 4 and 2 zeros more. So profit is 220k. 20k is the profit. Okay. Now overall profit is 20k and I know investment ratio of the three, which is 7 is to A is to B is to C, came out to be 7 is to 2 is to 1 or 1 is to 2. It came out to be 7, 1 and 2. So if the investment is in ratio 7, 1 is to 2, profit is also in the ratio 7 is to 1 is to 2, and total profit is 20k. So total investment will be 20k, one part of the total 10 parts, or 2k. So basically fifth C. Yeah. It's little complex question because I've done so many of these profit sharing type of questions that I get an instinct that in general I need to find the ratio of the three. So you also try to understand it, and if you are able to understand, great. If not, move on. It's okay. Profit sharing concept you should know. This question is a little on the higher side. Let's go. Question number 6. Suresh sells a laptop to Ravi by marking it up. Okay, Suresh is selling to Ravi by marking it up by 20%. Basically, he's increased the price by 20%. Ravi sells it to Mohan at 30% profit. Again, this is same language, na? Marking up something by 20% or having a profit of 20% or increasing the value by 20%, ramping up the value by 20%. Everything means increase, right? So don't get into the nitty-gritties of it. Just understand what is happening. Mohan sells it to Deepak. So this is where it gets complex, but still dissect it fully, then see that you want to solve it or not. And always your pen should be working. If you've dissected it, great. If you're not able to dissect, then to 100% move on. At 50% profit. Usually, but these are easy once you write down all the values. Deepak paid 1560 more than what Mohan paid. 1560 more. So let's say Mohan paid X rupees. Deepak paid 1560 plus X rupees. Paid means they bought at this value. So for them, their cost price because they bought at this value. Okay. Find the original cost price of the laptop. Let the original price be X. This is his cost price. His selling price will be 1.2x because he increased by 20%. His selling price will be his cost price. So 1.2x. Now his selling price will be 1.2x into, because he marked it up by 30%, 1.3. This will be his cost price, right? This will be his cost price. So 1.2, 1.3. I can solve, but I'll solve it later. Then he sold it at 50% more, which itself became his cost price. And I know the relation between these two, I know, right? So can I say 1.2 into 1.3 into 1.5x minus the cost? this is the money paid by Deepak, and 1.2 into 1.3 into x, this is the money paid by Mohan, and these are having a difference of 1560. See, this is why I was not actually solving it. Now I can take 1.2, 1.3 and x as common, and this becomes 1.5 minus 1.5x, because this is what I can add this 1 also, right? So if you take x common, 1 is left. You took everything common. So I hope you're able to understand this. Now I have to kind of solve now. There's nothing left. And x I've already taken common, so why am I writing it here? So x is 1560 upon 78 into 100. 78 2 is 1560. So we are on the right path. Option number C. Easy question. Must attempt question. Seventh, a merchant buys a cloth at 100 rupees per meter. So this is the cost price, but gets extra 5 centimeters. So you have to know this is a very special type, and the concept is very easy. Whenever you're stealing, you are basically increasing your selling price through deception, but at the same time, your profit increases. So let's see it conceptually also here. If it is 100 rupees per meter, and they get an extra 5 per centimeter free for every 100 centimeter that they buy. So what is happening is that when they buy 100 centimeter, they actually are buying 105 centimeter, and they're paid only for 100 centimeter. So their cost price is actually decreased. So if he's saying that he bought the cloth for 100 rupees per meter, actually this is less than 100 rupees per meter because you got extra. And how do you reduce a number? By dividing it with something greater than numerator, right? So either it should be 105 upon 100 or 100 upon 105, but this time it will be 100 upon 105 because it has to be less than 100. The cost price has actually decreased. The money that he paid has decreased. Let's try to understand it from unitary method also, just for our own understanding. If you get 105 centimeters for 100 rupees, you get 1 centimeter for 100 upon 105 rupees, and you got 100 centimeters from the shop. So 100 into 100 upon 105 rupees. And that is what I did. I understand it in this way, that you say that your cost price was 100 rupees per meter, but it was not, because you were getting 5 centimeter free. So it should be less. How will I make it less? I know it has to be 100 and 105. So it will be either 100 upon 105 or 105 upon 100. And in this case, it will be 100 upon 105 because I want to reduce this overall number. Or you can think in unitary method, but this is much faster. Next, he sells the same cloth at 110 rupees per meter, but shortchanges customers, deceives them by giving only 95 centimeter for every 100. So he is kind of cheating them for, giving them 95. So basically his selling price has increased. He's gaining more. How do you increase a number? By something more than 1. So in this case, 95 and 100. So it should be 100 by 95. Then only it will increase, right? So now that I've got selling price and cost price, he's also giving a discount on it, right? So actually, the selling price has again reduced because he's giving some discount also. So find his resulting profit percentage. I think this both get cancelled. So this becomes 100 upon 100. So this is basically 110 again. So selling price 110. Whatever he shortchanged them by giving discount, he again nullified it. And cost price is 100 whole square upon 105. Find his profit percentage. So can I simply say cost price upon selling price? So for profit, I need to apply the formula selling price minus cost price upon cost price into 100. In this case, selling price is known. Selling price, can I write it like this? Now selling price is 110, cost price is 100 whole square into 105 minus 1 into 100. Further, if we solve it, Yeah. Options also are like that. So we are on the right path. This is basically 11 into 105 upon 1000, and that 0 I cancelled. 105, 105, 1155 minus 1000. So 155. And this it cancels. So 15.5%. 7C. Yeah. Let's look at question number 8. Amal buys 110 kgs of syrup and 120 kgs of juice, with syrup costing 20% less per kg than juice. Let this be x, this will be 0.8x, right? 20% less than x. He sells 10 kgs of the syrup at 10% profit. 10 kgs of syrup he sells at 10% profit, and 20 kgs of juice at 20% profit. Okay. And then he mixes the remaining syrup and juice and sells the mixture at 308.32 per kg. Yeah, this is where I skip the question and move on. But let's try to understand. And making a overall profit of 64% overall profit. So overall CP and overall SP I need. On the whole 230 kg, find the cost of the syrup. Let's try. Let's try. No worries. 20% profit here, 10% profit here. So he's doing what he's doing is he's selling something and then he's doing something with the remaining one. Oof. So cost price we can directly know that cost price will be 110 into 0.8 or 88x will be the cost price, and 120x. So 8, 9, 10. 208x is the cost price. So this we know. Selling price 1 when he sold these two. So 10 kgs of syrup at 10% profit. So 0.8x was the price, which got increased by 10%, and he sold 10 kgs of this amount. And then he sold 20 kgs of X, but increased profit of 1.2, 20%. And what else? Correct? He sold 20 at 1.2x. So this is the selling price. Why there are three terms? Because 0.8x also got increased by 10%. Here x got increased by 20%. So I've directly written it like this. That's why it's looking confusing. I was searching for the third term. SP1 I got. Now what is happening? Just bear with the question for a while. He sold 10 kgs, he sold 20 kgs. So he's left now with 100 kgs of syrup, and he's left with 20 kgs of juice. 100 kg of juice. And he's making overall 64% profit. So I need SP2 also now. Now he's gonna sell this, right? This mixture he's gonna sell. So he sold it at, okay. So I don't need to do any mixture and allegation here. I know that SP2 will be 308.32 into total number of total kg. So this is whatever this is 200 kgs, right? So he sold it 308.32 per kg. I thought we have to like do some kind of fraction, see how syrup and juice are getting affected, but we don't need to. So it's basically 308.32 into 2, which is 61664. So SP1 plus SP2 is the total selling price, and we have cost price, and we have overall profit. So profit is 1.64 into cost price, which is 208x, is 61664 plus whatever this is, 8x or 8.8x, right? Plus 2.4 or 24x, or 8, 9, 11, 12, 32.8x. Manageable, right? Doesn't, it was looking scary, but it's not. But it is still, because there is a lot of calculation. 8, 16, 24, 32. Don't waste time thinking करूँ या नहीं करूँ. जल्दी जल्दी कर लो, देखते हैं. Maybe it's a Already we have invested time. 8 6 are 48 and 6 2 are 12. 208 9 to 11 8 8 16 20 21 41 341 12 or 341.12x and 341.12x minus 32.8x is 61664 and 341.12 no 341.12 and 32.8 so 8 9 11 12 8 0 308.04x. I think are they double of each other? Then though I'm perfectly right. Something is gonna happen. Let's see. I need x, right? Find Amal's cost of syrup. I need 0.8x. Yeah, I need 0.8x. And looks like it should get solved. 30804 into 2 is not that. 61608. See, if I was in exam, I would have assumed it x as 200 because it is somewhat 2 and then this 100. So upon 100, so this will get 200 and I need 0.8x. So I would say 160. So I must have done some calculation mistake, but in exam, you would have don't go back, estimate and just already you have invested time. It's worth taking the risk. But I'm sure I made some silly mistake here. 1, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 2. This is 8, right? See, I thought it will be 0.04, but it's not. It's 2, it's 3, it's 308.32. Yeah. Array. Such silly mistake. Otherwise, it was looking exactly twice. But hey, you understood, right? All right, this is question number 9. Meera buys a pair of sunglasses for 1,000 rupees and sells it to Kavya at 20% profit. For 20% profit, she sells it to Kavya. Kavya sells it back to Meera at 20% loss. Meera then sells it to Tara. If Meera's total profit across all the transactions is 500, find her profit percentage on the sale of Tara. Meera's total profit is given 500. Okay. All right. So 1,000 rupees and she sold it for 1,200 rupees, which will be the cost price for Kavya. And she's selling at a loss of 20%, 0.8, 960 rupees, which is now what she bought. Meera bought it at 960. And the selling price will be, let's say, X, which will be the cost price for X. So here she earned 200 rupees. Here she earned X minus 960 rupees, which will be the total money that she earned, right? She earned here, she earned here. So X minus 960 is 300. X is 1260. Now they want profit percentage on the sale to Tara. So 1260 she earned on 960 or 12600 by 96, 32, 42, 21, 16, 7, 2100 by 16. Should I? Let's just see. 16, 550, sorry, 16, profit percentage. 1260 is not the profit. Sorry, it is selling price, right? So profit is something else. Profit is 1260 minus 960, 300 rupees. That's why my options are not matching. So profit percentage is profit upon what CP was. She earned 300 on 960 or 1000 by 32. Yeah, now it will be 3 point something. 96, 40, 31 point something, 31.25. Ninth answer should be C. Yeah. Okay. So I hope it is understood. I think one of the confusions that comes is on this transaction. Like Mira is definitely earning here, and she's earning here when she got it back for 960. Some of you might think that she got an item of 1200 rupees for 960. So essentially, she's earning something, but it doesn't happen like that. It's just like procuring a new item at 960 rupees this time, but she's not earning in this transaction. She earned 200 rupees in this transaction. She earned 300 rupees in this transaction, which is total 500 rupees. In this case, she has just procured a new item at a new cost price. So I hope this is understandable. If you are buying something from me and I've earned money on that and you're selling it to me again, it might look like I've earned again some money on this, but it's just procuring a new item at a reduced cost price. Okay? Someone else's loss it is, not my second profit. Question number 10. Anita sells a product at 19% loss for 48602 women. So we also know the selling price is 4860 and there was a 19% loss. I can get the cost price. Who then resells it to Chetan? Again, same type of question. If Anita had instead sold directly to Bimil B at a price that Chetan eventually paid, let's say he paid X, his selling price will be his cost price, and she would have sold it for X rupees, she would have made 17% profit actually. Find the profit made by B. Oh, okay. Looks complex, but it's not. I know that I can quickly calculate this, but I will not calculate. I'll see if I need to. 4860. I can get this. This is his CP 4860. I don't know what he sold it for, but I need to because I need to make see the profit he made on this sale. Let the selling price be something. Let's see. In the next case, if selling price is X, cost price is again same, which I'll get from here. The profit is 17%. At the price Chetan eventually paid, his cost price is also X. And the profit made by Vimal. Uh, can I say X in cost price into 1.17 is X? And let's say cost price 4860, this into 0.81. So 4860 8 5 is 48 is 48. Okay, this looks good. CP is 6000. And if I put it here, I'll get X. Let's calculate 42, 10, 6, 702. So I got X as 7020. Now, hey, done. I know that 7020 is what he paid, and I want to find out the profit he made. So he made a profit of 7020 minus 4860 upon 4860 into 100. Sorry, I just need to find the profit, not profit percentage. So 60, 70 minus 48 is 22, so 21, 2160. Doesn't looks intimidating, but it's not. It's like very much solvable. But I'll leave it at the start. I'll leave it. I'll definitely come back to it for sure. I'll mark it. Question number 11. A person buys tea of three different qualities, right? A person buys tea of three different qualities, 800, 500, and 300 in the proportion 2 is to 3 is to 5. She mixes all the tea and sells one-sixth of the mixture at 700. Find the price at which she should sell the remaining tea to make 50% profit. Okay. Let's just write down whatever we have. She mixes them all and sells one-sixth of the mixture. Let's say the mixture total. Uh, you can assume it to be 2 kg, 3 kg, 5 kg because we are having ratios 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 kg. So one-sixth of it she's selling at 700 rupees. And let's say on P2 price she sells the remaining 5, 6 of 10 kg. And her overall profit is 1.5 times of whatever she bought it for. And I know what she bought it for. Not to be missed. Cost price is what? 1600 plus 1500 because I have assumed it 2 kg, so 800 rupees. 3 kgs, 500 rupees. 5 kg, so 500. So this is 4600, right? 3000, 4500 and plus 100. So 4600. Now this into 1.5 is 10 by 6 or 5 by 3 into 700 plus 5 by 3 or 15, sorry, 25 by 3 into P2, correct? We have to calculate, I guess. No, let's reduce it. 6, 12, 18, 4, 12, 13, again into 3, plus 700 plus 5 P2, 24 is a 9, 11, 23, 4, minus 700 upon 5. I hope I'm not making calculation error. 40 and 41 minus 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 3, 4, 0, 0, 5, 8, 6, 30, 11, 4, 44, 8, 40, 688. Yes, 11th C. Oof, little calculative, but now that I've invested time and I'm sure about the concept, I would have done it. Let's do question number 12. Part of a hostel monthly expense is fixed and rest is proportional to the number of boarders. So can I say, let's say the variable be k and it is proportional to the number of boarders. The hostel collects 1600 per month from each boarder. So this is revenue. When there are 50 boarders and the profit is 200 rupees per boarder. Per boarder. This is also per boarder. When there are 50, the hostel profit is 200. When there are 75, hostel profit is 250. So find the hostel's profit when they're 80. The hostel collects 1600. So a hostel collects 1600, right? So in all the cases, I know the revenue, I know the expenditure. Can I say revenue 1 will be 1600 into 50 in the first case? And expenditure 1, can I say something that is fixed, but something that is dependent on number of students? And I know profit will be what? 200 per boarder. So 200 into 50. I know this. Second case, revenue will be 1600 into 75. Expenditure will be fixed plus 75k. And I know profit will be 250 into number of boarders. So if I again write the third equation, it will be revenue 1600 into 80. Expenditure is fixed plus 80k. And I need to find the profit. Let's say it is X. into 80. So I need to find profit total when there are 80. So I need not X, I need 80X. I need total profit. So basically, this question is more about calculation. Let's start writing the equation. Revenue minus expenditure. So 1600 into 50 minus F minus 50 into K is 200 into 50. This is first equation. 1600 into 75 minus F minus 75K is 250 into 75. This is second equation. Let's solve for F and K. Two equations we have. Let's subtract second minus first. So this becomes 600 gets common. There is 25. F and F will get cancelled. Minus 20, minus 75 plus 50. So minus 25K. 250 into 75, 200. देखना पड़ेगा इसको. Let's not solve. Let's try to see if there's something getting common. For example, I can see 25 getting common. In fact, 250 can come common. This will be 75. 0 I've taken care of. And this is 25 twos are. See, look at it as 20 into 10 into 25 into 2. So 250 gets common, so 40 is left. Can you see? 20 into 10, 25 into 2, 250 to common, so 20 into 2 is remaining. So, and here also if I take 25 common, 1600 minus K. So 25 and 25 will get cancelled, and this will be 1600 minus K is equals to 10 into 4, 5, 6, 7, 35 or 350. So K is 1600 minus 350 or 1250. Correct? Yeah, correct. Put K in any value, we'll get answer for F. Again, don't solve. Keep it like this only. I'm sure something will cancel. 50, 50, 50 will cancel, but F is there. So let's see what F is. F, take this F here, bring everything here. This is for sure 1600 minus 250, which is 350 into 50. This is 200 into 50. See, F comes in. 350 minus 200 is 150 into 50. 5 for the 25, 5 5, 6, 7, 5, 0, 0. So fixed also came as 7500. Now what? Now we need profit, right? So I can use profit as this. Profit is basically revenue minus expenditure 1600. Let's write it below only. 1600 into 80 minus F minus 80K. 1600 into 80 minus F minus 80K. Put values. F is what? 7500 and K was 1250. Now 80 is common. 1600 minus 1250, 350 into 80. This also, let's see, 100 take common. 8 5 is a 40, 8 was a 8, 16, 24, 28. 280 into 100 or 205 into 100. So 20500. 12th D. Very calculative. Yeah, very calculative. But it's just that I will definitely leave it at the start. But when I'm coming back, I know that this is a short correct answer if I don't do any silly mistakes. So you have to see the trade-off. If you know the concept, you would have made these equations directly actually. And that is where CAT is testing us, how well we understand a certain type of problem. And once you do all these types, there will be no new type that will surprise you. So try to go slow first, and then eventually with practice, you will definitely get faster, especially in calculation. Question 13, which is the last question. Jayant bought some t-shirts at 1000 rupees each. white t-shirts and blue t-shirts at 1125 each. He set a single mark price of for all shirts 25% above the average cost price of all the shirts. Okay, so let's say he bought W shirts, he bought B shirts. So his total money that he spent was this much. He set a single mark price for all the shirts 25% above the average cost price of all the shirts, and then sold them at 10% discount on that mark price, earning total profit as 51,000. If you bought at least one shirt of each color, find the maximum possible total number of shirts. Okay, we need some equation like this. So we need cost price. Then I can take a guess. Average price, can I say average price will be cost price upon जो भी इसने total spend किया W plus B. This is the average price. And he's at a single mark price which is 25% above the average price. So can I say he marked it this thing up by 25%? And then he sold every shirt at a 10% discount. So can I say selling price is this much? And simply selling price minus cost price is 5100. Total B plus W shirts. Correct? This is for one shirt. All the shirts are B plus W. So can I say cost price into 1.25 into 0.90? See, we're getting somewhere. Why this? This is the average price of one shirt, right? So when you talk about cost price, you talk about total money is spent. Selling price, total money is earned. So it has to be uh, multiplied. Now what? Cost price I know. See, is this getting any easier? 9 5 is 41, 9 to 18, 19, 20, 22, 9 is 9, 10, 11, 1, 1, 2, 5. And three zeros. SP account CP. Profit I know. Just do this now. SP minus CP is 51,000 and 1.25. Just put CP. So 0.125 is 51,000 into CP with है. Okay, got it. So CP is 51,000 and three more zeros upon 125. Better get solved. 1000 W plus 1.25. This I got somewhere, but I am not sure if this is correct because calculation wise it has become very tedious. Let's see. I can see that it is getting a little short. Okay, I've kept one. Let's just do it. There's no other way. Forza. Okay. So at least we don't have anything in denominator. I don't think it will get any more simplified. 102. So that's right. Let's try to do it with 5. So 200, 5 to the 10, 2 is a 10, 5, and this is 408000. So 8 is a 40, 7 is a 5, 6, 7, 8, 3600. Again, let's do it. Forza, Forza 5. 7 is a 5, 6, 7, 8, 31, 6 is a 30, then 16, 3 is a 15, 2 is 0. 8, 9, 3 is a 15, 2 is a 10, 32, 6 is a 30, 3 is a 15, 13, 2 is a 10, 30 to 6 are 30 to 24. So I got 8W plus 9B as 3264. This is what I've got. Assuming that I've not done any mistake. Let's see from the options if we can find something. Maximum possible number of shirts if it have bought. Okay. So one thing which is my favorite also, and it is very, very useful, is that last place is 4, and this is 9. I think 9 and 8. And the maximum possible number of shirts you would have bought. Maximum number of shirts. I need to maximize. The answers look very close to 400. If I assume, let's just assume, can I write it as this? Let's see. Let's see. 8, 16, 24, 32. Yes. See, if I put B plus W as 400, this is 3200. So B is basically 64, which is possible. Maximum. Let's put the maximum, no? Let's put B plus W as 407. Let's see what happens. If I put B plus W as it's saying that what is the maximum number of shirts you can buy. I'm saying that let the maximum number of shirts be what the maximum option is. So this becomes 407 into 8, 7 is 49, 56, 8, 6, 32 into this is 3256, 56, again 8. Yeah, that is also possible, right? B can be 8. At least one shirt of each. Answer should be D, no? Yeah. Because 407 is possible. So answer is D. Sometimes you don't need to get into the very much details of it and just try to find out what option can be correct. So I hope you're able to appreciate that because the concepts are easy, CAT is testing us in terms of calculation. But at the same time, questions are pretty manageable, and until unless the calculation has become too tedious, we should attempt it. Now that we have understood this, let's give it one more layer of preparation with some really advanced questions in level 3. If you feel like not doing level 3, level 2 is good enough for you to prepare, go for other topics. But at the same time, I urge you that try to get comfortable with level 3 as well so that you can really master this topic. So I'll see you with the advanced questions and happy learning.